Hey, hope we're doing good. Today I'm out here with my friend Ron Smorenberg, and we're going to talk a little bit about acting in Thailand. He's very experienced with acting in Thailand, and then also I'm going to discuss a little bit about modeling in Thailand. So if you're interested about coming out to Thailand and maybe getting into one of these two industries, this is going to be the video for you. So Ron, how much experience do you have in the acting industry in general? Not just in Thailand, but just in general.
I'm in this business for 23 years. I started like in 1997 with Jackie Chan, and I went to different countries like Hong Kong, Thailand. I did things in Europe. I did about 100 mostly action-related movies, TV series.
Wow.
And of course, acting classes.
And how long have you been living in Thailand for?
15 years.
15, 1-5, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And why did you decide to move to Thailand in comparison to some other Southeast Asian countries?
Thailand is a country where a lot of things happen, and especially a lot of movies. Like there is a movie business here. And also if you like a lot of action, there's a lot of action involved, even in TV series. So for example, if you have in Holland a soap series, there's a lot of drama, but here relatively there's a lot of action. There are explosions, fights. It's quite dynamic, and I love it.
Yeah, those are always the fun movies to be part of, right?
Absolutely, yeah. There's always something going on in an active action kind of style.
So what is some of your advice that you have for someone who wants to audition for some action roles? Like what should they do for themselves to be prepared for whenever the opportunity might come up?
It depends how big you imagine yourself, right? And I would say don't have any limit in your mind. So it's okay to have some fantasy. Think big, you know. If you have your idols, like for example in my case Jean-Claude Van Damme in the past, or Dolph Lundgren or Tony Jaa, in the Thai case. Think big and think that you might become like that. But that means you get what you can carry. So you also have to prepare for that. You get what you can carry. So if you can act a certain way and can carry those emotions, you probably gonna get those parts. But if you can't act like that, you probably will not get it, or they let you try one time, it doesn't work, and you'll be limited. So make sure that you can do those emotions, right? Prepare and record yourself, acting classes, make scenes, with friends, and people just have to believe in you, that you can play those characters, and be it, study the characters, and it's so important. And of course, believe in what you play.
Yeah, and that's probably a good way to do it too, to keep your skills, is by making short films.
Absolutely.
Practice your fighting, see how you look on film, and then also it's good too because then you can use that as like a show reel to send some producers and stuff like that.
Yes.
So for the most part, would you say if someone's getting into this industry, is it best to try to find the jobs yourself, or is it best to try to find like a good agent? What do you think are some of the pros and cons of that?
I think it's a 50-50. Like there are some good agents, there are some bad agents. That's a different story, right? But it's good to have agents who also get you into a bigger network. But at some point, people will know you. Like, oh, this guy, we know him, and they might contact you directly. So the direct contacts at some point can take over the agents, because they know you already. Like this guy, we know how to find him. We're gonna use that guy for those kind of actions. He can carry that. But yeah, you definitely need agents as well, else you're gonna get outcasted. You're gonna be not involved in a certain network anymore, and that can be dangerous. So I noticed that, for example, when I go to China for like half a year, do movies there. So I'm getting in those networks, and they want me to stay in China. When I come back to Thailand, I have to catch up with the community, else they forget about you. That happens.
So most of the time, if you get in the movies that not going through the agent, it's usually from some past connections that you already have, and they'll contact you directly.
Yep.
Is that how that works normally?
Yeah. So yeah, you have to create a kind of name, but you also have to offer something. So you need a certain style as well. Like, oh, this guy, you have to offer something like a flavor to it. Like you have a dish, but this restaurant have this special flavor on this. And you kind of have to create that. So always also keep working on yourself. Show that even online that you work on yourself. Like you show your training sessions, or you show that you work on a new style, and give them a taste of that. Like, oh, this guy is always working out. He's always preparing. This guy is ready, right? And if you don't see that stuff, then they might also forget about you. So show that you're active and that you take it serious, that you love it. Because it's all about the love for the art, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, I think that's important to keep in mind too, is that you need to always be perfecting your craft. Yeah. And it's good too if you video it and you post it online, because you never know who might see that video. Yeah. Or you might not know that, oh, maybe you don't see anything today, but maybe 2-3 months down the line someone shares it and then someone else sees it. You might be able to get a job from that. And also, would you say that the most important thing for anyone trying to get into the, especially the martial arts movie industry, is to make a show reel?
Yeah.
Okay. And can you explain what a show reel is?
Yeah, well, they explained to me what a show reel was. The first one who explained me was the Jackie Chan team, when I was in Who Am I? And they said, we need your show reel. I was an extra on the set, in the background. And they said, we need your show reel to show to Jackie Chan. And I didn't know what it was. But yeah, it's a compilation of the best parts of your work, or what you're able to do. That time I didn't do any movies yet. So I made like short clips of fight scenes I did on events. Highest kick, and just some short. I could recommend for a show reel, like, don't make it longer than 1 minute 30, especially if it's an action reel. I would say around 1 minute even. And you want people to say, like, I want to see more. Mm-hmm. And find a good music, find a good music. Make the moves you do on certain beats. And how I edit it is like on the high bangs and beats are the biggest moves. And in between you fill that in with smaller moves. Mm-hmm. So it becomes almost like a video clip, the video clips you see, MV of yourself basically.
Yeah, I would say probably try to keep it about 1 minute.
Yeah.
Because I think if it's too long, sometimes, these producers, they're going to be seeing so many that sometimes if it's over a minute, they might look over it. Yeah. Because they're just like, we got so many. Yeah. But I think that's a lot of good information about the movie industry. But also, what are some things that people should be careful of? Are there any scams that they should be aware of? With agents and stuff like that. Could you share that?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of scams. Like, what happened is that the agents sometimes they take more money than they will tell you. Sometimes you can check it, like how much other agents offer for the same job. So they can't do it too much anymore, because you see, like, hey, this is the same job, and this pays 20,000, this pays 30,000. Like, where does this 10,000 go? Mm-hmm. Right? So now we have some groups. There are some blacklists of agents. And believe me, to tell you the truth, there are as much agents blacklisted that there are good ones. So it's 50-50 really. It's really that bad actually. But it's normal that people take money. But yeah, there's money disappearing. So that is one thing. There's a lot of favoritism. So you have your certain group of favorite actors, right? And they always push for them. Sometimes agents even get money when they send cast, or they send people to castings. They might get some money for that. So they already know you're not going to get it, but they just send you to fill this casting. If you feel that you're not really suitable for stuff, for example, they ever send me to be like a professor or something, a teacher. And I know my friends, they really look like doctors and stuff. Like, you don't need to send me. They said, no, you should go. And because they got 300 baht for sending me there. And just, one more guy from this modeling. And they got money for that.
Oh, just they're sending people there.
Yes. So if you feel like this is not for me, then don't waste your time. You can do a lot in one day. And you can lose a day with that.
Yeah. That's the most important thing is value yourself and value your time. You know, if something doesn't seem like it's going to be worth your time, I would say just let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do some training, do some
Yeah.
online acting course or something, or build yourself. Time is money, and yeah, life is precious. I don't like
Yeah.
people taking life energy from you with the wrong intentions. So find the people with the right intentions, and including agents with right intentions.
Yeah, and one thing too is that important is if you do meet an agent out here, you should never be asked to give them like an upfront fee, correct? Because I've heard that some agents, the badder agents, will actually ask for like, oh, I'll represent you, but we're going to take an upfront fee of like 10,000 baht or something like that.
That's a scam already.
Yeah, that shouldn't be. If an agent talks like that, you should know that that's not legit. Because agents usually will get, what is it, like 25% of whatever they get you?
Yeah, 15, even 15 to 20, 25,
15.
it's still okay. Some are like 35, I think
Yeah.
that's too much for just a phone call.
Probably at the lower end, probably 15%. At the higher end, maybe 35% is what they'll take you. But they should never ask you for like an upfront fee to have them represent you or anything like that.
I have experience with that. And there was an ad in the Dutch newspaper. It happens in Thailand too. Like, you want to play movies, you know, come to this agency and bring your pictures and stuff. So I showed my pictures and they said, no, those photos are not good. You need to make pictures at our agency. And you have to pay like whatever, 2,000 baht for that or this amount of money. Basically, this was not an agency. It was a fake agency. They were just photographers. And they made money with photo sessions. And they just promised you like, you know, we can get you in those movies. But basically they just wanted those, you know, photo sessions. And hundreds of people came to those, you know, fake kind of castings or it's just a scam.
Yeah, you definitely got to be careful. Not just in Thailand, but pretty much any industry you get into. You got to really trust your gut. Because I've noticed even myself in some situations. Fortunately, I haven't lost too much money in the past, but I have lost like 3,000, 5,000 baht for getting involved in some scams. But every time that I let myself get involved in this, I didn't trust my gut.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that you really gotta trust is trust what your gut is telling you, because for the most part it's usually the right choice.
Yeah.
So for someone, especially now during the situation, what are some ways that people can support themselves between jobs in this industry?
That's always hard. Like it's always good to have more than one skill. Don't get 10 skills because you're going to be too diverse. But for example, for me, I'm a graphic designer. So I can also promote myself. I can decide the way I want to look. That's very powerful, you know, when you post something on Facebook. You can also make money with that for others. Like I do your poster, I do your design. So that's some small money on the sideline. And I also do teaching. I teach action actors, even some actors now, a group of kids. And that's really what I love, because I'm also learning myself and work hard on myself. I always have something to teach. It never stops. And you, as a teacher, you need to be inspired, right? Yourself when you teach. You cannot just be in this routine, and you have to be happy to teach. And you know that the people can feel that, the enthusiasm. So I teach as well. I have a few great students. And in periods when periods are down, don't just do nothing. This is the moment to reinvent yourself, to create more style even, to come out better than before. Because after this, it's gonna be like, it's like a pimple coming out of jobs, you know? It's like that. Yeah. And you know, and the people who are the most ready, you know, they're gonna hit it. So make sure you're gonna hit it.
Yeah, I think it's important that, let's say you do want to move to Thailand and you do want to get into this industry. I think it's important that you have other supplemental income coming in every single month. Because I think that's the problem that a lot of people rely on is they come out here and they're planning to make it big in this industry, which, you might make it big, but at the same time, it might only be a one-time thing or maybe a couple times a month thing or once a year thing. So there's going to be a lot of just free space that you need to be still working. And I've noticed a lot of people out here that are in the entertainment industry, they're also in maybe like they teach English,
Yep,
or
they do.
they're personal trainers, or they maybe they're YouTubers. They have some other supplemental income that's coming in when there is times of no work.
Yeah, even in the US, I mean, how many actors are bartenders or who knows? And for me, I really tell you guys the truth. I don't want to waste time. So if I make money, I would prefer to do that with something which is complementary in the movie business, like teaching. When I teach, right, I'm actually also training with the students. I fight with them, and I actually test out some new combos sometimes as well.
Yeah.
We make videos with them. It's good for directing.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. It's like if you want to be an action actor, maybe also teach martial arts, and while you're teaching, then you also video too.
Yeah.
So you're constantly perfecting your craft, which is very important. And I do want to share a little bit of my modeling experience in Thailand, because I have done modeling out here in Thailand. I don't really see modeling as being like a main source of income or anything like that, but it's just something that I enjoy doing.
Yeah, and you look good.
Thank you.
You can do it, so.
Yeah, and the thing about modeling is, I would say one is you definitely need to find what's it called, like a group of good people who could help you find jobs.
Yeah.
So out here in Thailand, I think one of the big Facebook groups is it Actors Association of Thailand? So Actors Association of Thailand is a really good group that they post constant jobs, and the jobs are going to range in price. They're going to range anywhere from, I think $100 per day is usually the low, and then I've also seen like $3,000. Yep. So that is, when people say how much am I going to make, that is literally the range. It could be 100 or 3,000. So that's the big difference. Yeah. Me personally, I actually have a lady who helps me, and she looks at all those postings. Nice. And then she sends it for me. So she sends them my profile, because I just don't want to deal with it. It's too many things for me to do. And so she sends it for me, and whenever I get a job, I usually give her about 10%. Is usually what I give her.
That's very nice.
Yeah, but she's not a official agent. She's just helping me for. It's kind of like supplemental income for herself. But I will also say, I think it's better. This is just my personal experience, but I think it's better if you make a relationship with a business owner yourself, because if you can create a really good relationship with the business owner, and you have kind of not just a one day, one payment kind of thing, but if you could build up like a long-term relationship with that business owner, I think that's the best way, because you might get a more constant supply of jobs. So maybe they'll call you every 3 months to do a photo shoot or something like that. This has been my case with the Saresa perfume company. So every few months I do a photo shoot for them. And I'm also very thankful, Jerry, if you're watching this video, I'm very thankful for the owner, because she took me to Dubai. That was like an amazing thing. We took some photos over there. I think if you can do it that way, you won't have to be fighting for a lot of modeling jobs. Because the thing with the modeling industry is that there's 300 models who are competing for one job. Yeah. And that job might only be $200, $300. So even if you are the lucky one to get that one job, there might still be, I mean, what is $300 might only last you like 2 weeks, right? Yeah. So unless you're getting one job a week, that might be able to survive out here in Thailand. But it is important for you to have a plan to have extra income coming in.
Always.
At all times, whether that be personal training or maybe teaching English or teaching some other skill. Maybe if you're a good photographer, maybe doing some photography work. But always make sure that you got more money coming in.
Absolutely, and that's possible. And also your skills. Always keep working on your skills, and get money going in. I like what you said. Relations for the long term. Yeah. Like some people don't do that. They rob the bank, or they cheat, or they do a bad job, or they watch the clock. Like when it's finished, we build relations for the long term. and then it's forever, and you have to think like that, right? Because people will remember you. Oh, this is the guy from the last movie. You want him again,
Right.
you know? And that's how people do. Unconsciously, for their next project, they actually think about the same team doing a different movie with the same team. People don't want to change. Actually, if they're happy with the group before, they will stick to that. So yeah, just be happy with the team, and always one advice, guys: give more than you take. So I give you give me $100, right? I give you $110. You would love to give me $100,
I'll give
right?
you $100 every day.
Exactly. So always give more value than people put in you. So it's always interesting for them to do something with you. Like, for example, with my students, I love to record, sometimes, and I edit those videos, and they're happy with it, and I put a music track under it, and they can use that for, for their own promotion. So, this is, they don't ask for that. This is just an extra thing you just give. And that's the love of the art. And when people can feel that, it's not fake. This is the real deal. We love this, what we do. We wake up, it's not even work, right? And because we love it, we can have so much energy, I don't know how you sleep in the night, but it's for me very hard to sleep.
Oh,
we keep
because you're
editing.
ready for the next day, right? You want the next day to start already. Pretty much.
I don't want to sleep, yes, because we're living the dream. And living a dream doesn't mean like red carpet, suits, driving like Porsches and stuff. It's not that. We can still be simple.
Yeah.
And we just optimize for every moment. We can wear the suit, we can be on the gala, on the entertainment, on TV. We just adapt. But the core basic is just love what you do. And a lot of things will be alright then, if you give more than you take as well.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything Ron was saying, and I think it's important for you to figure out something that you really enjoy doing, but you do also have to make sure that you're able to survive while doing it.
Yes.
Too. So I think it's important. I think you have to be really realistic with yourself and say, what do I really enjoy doing, and how can I make that into my full-time income? Because there's a lot of people who can make their passion a full-time income, but it may not be as much as if they were working at a corporation.
Oh yeah.
So you might have to make that decision. Would you rather make $2,000 a month doing what you love, or would you rather make $10,000 a month grinding it out at a corporation every single day? That's something that you gotta ask yourself. And it's gonna be a slow journey. It's not like you come out here and then all of a sudden it's gonna be like this. It literally, what does it take? It could take 5 years before, most overnight successes take 5 years minimum before they became an overnight success. And that's not 5 years of sitting at home doing nothing. It's 5 years of grinding and grinding and grinding. And I think we both can say that, right? It takes time.
Yeah.
Everything takes time.
And it's good to build, but just don't always think about the end goal. Just enjoy every nice step. And when you fall down, you will only maybe fall down a small step, and then you can advance maybe faster. It's okay, but yeah, enjoy the process. I know a guy, he's a little bit older. He said, "Oh, I'm too late. I want to be famous right now. I want to have shortcuts."
Yeah.
There might be a small shortcut, but in general, there's no shortcuts in life, guys. We need to go through this experience and enjoy that. But the guy got really stressed about it. Like, I want a shortcuts, and what can I do just to fake it till you make it or something? Don't fake it, guys.
Yeah.
We tell you the truth, right? We be honest with that. That's the best thing. We don't pretend that someone we are not.
And I feel like the people who are like this, who just take life kind of easy and not try to dress in suits, wear 10 gold chains, Rolex watch and stuff like that, I feel like you're going to be a lot more happier too. Because I've noticed like a lot of people, sometimes they're addicted to the brand. They're addicted to the Porsche.
Yeah.
I used to have, back in America, I'll say this from first-hand experience, because I used to be like that.
Oh, okay.
When I was younger. I used to care about Mercedes car, Rolex watch, gold chain, all that stuff. I used to be very much like that. And when I moved out to Thailand, I've realized that I'm a lot happier when I wear normal clothes. I don't wear any, look, no jewelry, no jewelry. Also, no car. I don't even have a car. I take the bus. I take taxis. I take, what's that called? The Songtao truck.
You know what? Taxi. With a little bit fantasy, that's just like your driver. You know, with a
No,
little bit
yeah,
fantasy. You know, the same with the park. If you just a little bit think wider, that park, you know, it could be yours. Right? It's from everyone.
Yeah, but I think that's important. I don't know if you ever felt that way when you were younger, but I definitely think that it's important you learn that as quickly as possible. Is material things will not bring you any more happiness. Keeping your expenses low and trying to constantly increase your income, that'll make you much happier than trying to always be keeping up with the material and your this is bad when your materials expenses get higher than your income.
It's a vicious cycle, and I know some rich people, they always compare with the one richer and stuff. To get back to what you said before, I'm offered quite some jobs actually, and I have a very rich customer I do graphics for. He offered me a job at his company. I could be very rich right now, guys, I tell you the truth. But I know the stress he's living in, and I know also the little bit coldness in this kind of job, what he's offering. It's not for me. So I prefer to be me than living expectations of others. It's very bad, and happiness you cannot always buy with money, what you say, or with status or other things. It have to come from the inside, and that has been offered to me. You know, like I could be rich right now, but rich in the mind is sometimes different than rich, you know, like physical.
Yeah, and I agree with that too. And also I want to share just a story about one of my. I do have some very wealthy friends here in Thailand, and the funny thing is, you know, one of my friends had a really nice car already. And then I think 6 months later, they bought a more expensive car. And now I think their car is like a Porsche or something like that. And they're already looking at trying to buy a Rolls Royce.
Wow.
So that's the thing. When you rely on material things, there's no end to it.
Yeah.
It just the bar just keeps going higher and higher. So like you said, the happiest I've been in my entire life is I don't even have any car. I have hardly any possessions.
Well, it's a little bit like Buddhism. The less you have, the less you worry about it, probably. Now the question is, like, if you have that car, right? Would it be because you love cars, or would it be for people to look at you like that? The problem is also that if you attract also maybe the wrong people, right? Like the people who not love you but love you because of the car, or they want to show off. And this is a danger if you get fake people around you. That's a big problem, even in movie business, right? I like to stick to real people who just work hard, have the passion, and you have to select at some points. Like also in general in movie, people who approach you. I actually have one more advice for guys here. Sometimes that there's a lot of people, they ask for favors, like, can you do this for me? Can you edit my show reel? And it's great to help people, the good people who respect you. But there's also some people who take stuff, a lot of takers. And something you build maybe for many years, they ask you in 1 minute, give me all your contacts, or give this, give that.
Oh, yeah.
So be careful of favoring yourself away, because before you know, you do all those small tasks for other people to please them, and then you maybe feel good temporarily, but then maybe in the heart they not even really like you. But don't forget the core. Like every day you have to build yourself, you know, and work on your own skill and that. And then you can build others anyway without you, because they can grow with you. But be careful of favoring yourself away for people who don't respect you.
That's very important what Ron just said. Like these contacts that you built up over years and years, don't just share them with just someone that you just met, because you never know, they might just be pretending just for.
I had that.
Just for a couple of weeks or a couple of days, they can trying to extract that.
Yeah, and then it's like you don't hear them anymore, you know. And there are some guys like they want to meet me or something, and I actually never say no. I give everyone a chance. But it's just the feeling when you go to this person. One time I was in the car with my wife. I said, I don't want to see this guy. There's something wrong with this guy. She said, just do it, Ron. So I gave him, and he asked me for many stuff, like what are the contacts here? What are the agents? So I give him, and said, you know what? I give it to him. A lot of stuff. And then he started to do his own short movie project, and he didn't even involve me in it. And it was like, it was very weird stuff. And then you think okay, some people show their real colors at some point. You build each other, it's great. And I have a few people like that, including you. And this is a great feeling, and that's possible. You don't need to devour each other. You can grow together even more.
Yeah, I think that's a problem that a lot of people have, is that people see it too much of it's us versus them, or me versus him. But really, if you just combined your minds together, your resources together, you could create some really amazing projects together. And it's not competing against each other; it's all helping each other out. And so for what does the future hold for you, Ron? What are you trying to do in the future?
Well, that's a good question. It's also what you think about yourself, right? That's how we spoke about what we spoke about in the beginning of this talk. I imagine myself now as a good guy. I always play the bad guys. I work with many action stars to fight them, make them basically look good. I got beaten up, be the bad guy. Some people start to say, Ron, I actually think you are more like a good guy as well. And my hair is a little longer now. And actually, this is what I really want, right? I really want to be this kind of action guy, star kind of, I feel I can do that. And now this is actually coming. So I start to not do all those jobs anymore, like when I'm bad guy or just get beaten one time. I just wanted more footage. I want to show other things. So I started to demand that a little bit more, after so many years of doing the other things. And it started to people start to notice that, and they start to see, actually, you can be a good guy. And that's happening now. So I got a project in Vietnam, and I'm clear about that. And I've got I'm one of the main good guys, and a project from Europe, I'm one of the main good guys, my own movie. And you just sometimes have to make it clear. To directors, guys, sorry, next time I want to be a good guy. I want to be, just make it clear sometimes what you really want. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if people say, you think he's a superstar, it's not like that, but everybody needs a kind of chance,
Yeah, I think that's very important what you just said, is make it clear what you want.
Yes.
Because if you don't make it clear, nobody's going to read your mind.
Yeah.
And think maybe that director or that producer might think, I never thought he wanted to do that. Yeah. Right? And in reality, he wanted to help you the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's very, very important. And another thing too is also ask other people what you can do for them. I think that's important too. Is always be open to helping other people. Even just small things. People might see I do need help with, for example, with the search engine optimization. I offered that with that perfume company I've been working for. With the modeling jobs, and they say he can also. He is not just a model. He can also help us with this too. So that's something that viewers who are watching this is maybe if you do want to get into the modeling industry or the acting industry, maybe there's something else that you can offer them besides just that. So maybe, for example, if you want to be an actor, but you also know how to do sound design or something like that. That might be a good combination, and it might get you way more jobs, possibly. Yeah.
The combination is very powerful. As I said, also with me for graphics. I make my own banners. Mm-hmm. You can make covers you look you're a movie. You are a movie star. You can make it look like that.
I didn't know that you made that. Also, Ron has a YouTube channel, so make sure to go check out his channel. I'll leave that in the description below. But I didn't know that you made your own channel art.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he has a really cool YouTube banner.
And if you have to outsource that costs a lot of money.
It costs
$100.
You can
do it yourself. I have people asking me for their kind of designs, and it costs them a lot of money every time. Not that I'm too expensive, but the total of always those being dependent on designers.
Yeah.
When you do it yourself, that's a lot of power you have. You create the way you look, and you can demand certain things from yourself. Like also sometimes when I teach certain people, and sometimes they don't know really what they want as well. Or some people I just teach for free. I had it in the past. I don't do that anymore. But they are like, yeah, a little bit of this. They think that in one training, they can become an action star. And I can do some magic. I tell you, the way I can shoot you, the way I edit you, I can make you actually look quite okay. But people can still see through that. There's no shortcuts, right? But if you're not clear, like I'm gonna train every day, to be this kind of action star or something, or acting, actor, then it will not happen, or there's no shortcuts. So be clear in what you want, but also show that you really persistent. That's the word, persistency. It's not just 2 workshops and okay, you're an action star. And the same with acting, you constantly have to work on that. Like life, like you eat, right? It's like that.
And that's something that you're interested too in the future, right? Is producing and directing some action movies?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because after being on so many sets, or movie sets, you kind of see this works, this will not work. And then you kind of create unconsciously your own system. And then you think, hey, I could actually do it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need a good team of good people who don't only think about the payday, but also want to really make a good job with you, make something cool. Like the sound designer comes up with his ideas, and he will tell you, how you sound really great if you do this and this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The wardrobe, he said, actually, if you put this, you will look great. The makeup, they're all into their art. And if you have the team like that, you're going to create something beautiful.
Yeah. Well, is there anything, last words that you want to leave our viewers? Mm-hmm. Any words of advice?
Well, mostly I just say like life is action, and just envision yourself what you really want. There's no limits. And if people say you have fantasy or you can't do it, or the naysayers, right? We deal with that. Mm-hmm. We cannot escape that. Expect this, guys. Everything you create, even if it's the best thing in the world, there will be uncreators. This is not a surprise thing. This is not like, you don't need to get shocked from that. This is a fact. You just have to deal with that. The better you do, the more uncreators you also get. So it's like sparring partners in life. Expect it, deal with it, and move on. There's nothing what can stop you. When you love it, the people who want to uncreate you, they're always a step behind. And just love it. Share your heart with the world. That's what it's all about. It's not that we show how good we are. We just share our heart with you guys. That's what it's all about.
Very, very wise words. And remember this, if people are ever trying to bring you down, is the crabs in the bucket analogy. Whenever the crab is trying to escape from the bucket, the other crabs will try to bring that crab down because they don't want to see, misery loves company. Misery loves company. They don't want to see that crab escape and live its life.
Yeah, they pull each other down.
Yeah.
And so you have to analyze who those crabs are. Mm-hmm. and keep them in place. Respect them, like, hey guys, this and this, but I'm going to do that. It's up to you, but I'm going to do that. And this is how they might say, the crabs might talk, like, yeah, but he thinks he's different than us, he's feeling better than us. No. We just have maybe a little bit more confidence or just more fantasy. But fantasies can happen, guys, because people always ridiculed me when I was a kid. Like, oh, you want to play movies? You keep on dreaming, man. Like, you're a boring guy. You never go to discos and parties. You're just training, you're never going to make it. And now, years later, sometimes they're, you are that guy always talking about movies, and now you're doing it.
Yeah.
So, guys, the sky is the limit. And just know that. And just also be curious. Don't expect stuff. Mm-hmm. Because when you expect, you're going to be disappointed. Like if you have new relationships in the movie business or new projects, just be curious. And then maybe it didn't work out at the time. you were not maybe not good for it enough, or it's okay, you know. Just be curious. Don't be disappointed or expect too much. Just give all you can. Put your heart in it. See what happens. Life can be surprising, guys. It's an adventure.
Yeah, I think that's important too. Or as kind of a last closing thoughts is just because you didn't get this project or just because it didn't work out, you shouldn't feel bad or discouraged. It's nothing against you personally. It just might be, you know, maybe the director or the producer needed this kind of look.
Yeah.
You know, it might have nothing to do with your skills. It might literally just have to be deal with the way you look.
Yeah.
But you never know. You might not get this job or this job might fall through, but hey, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, you might get that phone call or you might get that email that says, hey, I saw you in this and this. Would you like to be part of our project?
Exactly.
You just never know. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out Ron's YouTube channel and his Instagram if you want to check his stuff out. He has a lot of good videos on there. So thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Life is action. See you soon.